To Psalm 42. As the hart panted after the water brooks, so panted my soul after thee, O God. My soul thirsteth for God, for the living God. When shall I come and appear before God? My tears have been my meat day and night, while they continually say unto me, Where is thy God? When I remember these things, I pour out my soul in me, for I had gone with the multitude. I went with them to the house of God, with the voice of joy and praise, with a multitude that kept holy day. Why art thou cast down, O my soul, and why art thou disquieted in me? Hope thou in God, for I shall yet praise him for the help of his countenance. O my God, my soul is cast down within me. Therefore will I remember thee from the land of Jordan, and of the Hermonites from the hill of Mizar. Deep calleth unto deep, at the noise of thy waterspouts. All thy waves and thy billows are gone over me. Yet the Lord will command his loving kindness in the daytime. And in the night his song shall be with me, and my prayer unto the God of my life. I will say unto God, my rock, why hast thou forgotten me? Why go I mourning because of the oppression of the enemy? As with a sword in my bones, my enemies reproach me, while they say daily unto me, Where is thy God? Why art thou cast down, O my soul, and why art thou disquieted within me? Hope thou in God, for I shall yet praise him, who is the health of my countenance and my God. If some of you probably have known this psalm, read this psalm before, if you're like me, you remember the song, As the deer pants for the water, so my soul longeth after thee. And I remember singing those words, but it didn't come into a reality in my life until I was able to come to a point in my life where I really was thirsty for God. And this wasn't a manufactured thirst. This isn't me trying to be zealous to try to find God. Sometimes being thirsty for God happens in the hard situations of our life. Sometimes God has to allow us to hit rock bottom to understand that we are thirsty. And what's interesting is David went through that. He went through, obviously, as we shared in our past devotionals, how David had such a many hard situations as he's been through, of trying to run away from people that were out to get him. And we don't know exactly what the situation he was in as he wrote the psalm. But I can imagine, and follow with me here in verse 1, we see the simile he starts out with. He says, just like the way a deer runs after the flowing streams of a river or a water brook, so panted my soul after thee, O God. What's interesting is the word here is a flowing stream, and it doesn't stop going. It's a point where you have to pick a spot, and because it's overwhelming amount of water that's being passed through, and and as a deer, you are so thirsty. There's a drought. What do? You long for water, and God is someone that gives us a stream of water every single day of our lives, where we can just come to him, and it's a never ending. It's never stopping. He comes to us, and he fills us in our thirst. And here David says, my soul thirsteth for God. But he doesn't stop there. He clarifies. He says, which God? The living God. It wasn't a dead idol. It wasn't something that was trying to take him away from his pain. This was a real God that provided real solutions in his life. And he longed. He said, when shall I come and appear before God? In verse 3, he says, my tears have been my meat day and night. And he obviously was in a really hard situation. Many people are probably trying to get his life. And he was crying day and night. And sometimes we know that